guys, so today I wanted to try something completely new. I bought a new Kat Von D palette that the colors just really stood out to me and the packaging always stands out to me. But I truly bought it because I wanted to take it with me when I travel and not have such big items with me when I travel, but still have a lot of options. This did turn out a little bit bigger than I expected, but I've never tried it yet. The colors looked really pretty to me. So again, it's this Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette, and this is what it looks like inside. The colors are really neutral and yeah, they just looked really pretty. So I just wanted to try some of them out and see how they blend out to see if I wanted to keep the palette. If I do end up liking it, and this is what I'd be taking with me when I travel. So let's go ahead and just get started with the video. I'm going to start by prepping my face and priming it with the Becca Skin Love Brighten and Blur Primer. This is one of my favorites. It gives a nice glowy look without looking too greasy or too glowy. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and I'm just gonna use that on my nose area right here where my pores are the biggest. And then for today's foundation, I'm going to use one of my all-time favorites. It's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. My color is in Golden Beige. I'm gonna go in with my flat foundation brush and just paint it all over. Today I'm going to be using the Morphe Beauty Sponge. I've already dampened it and then wring it out a little bit. And this is what I'm gonna use to blend out the rest of my foundation. I have a little bit left over on my hand, so I'm just gonna use the rest in this area and blend it out. I'm just making sure it's completely blended out, blended in, whatever, same thing. I just finished blending out my foundation with my sponge, and for my concealers, I used today my, I started off by color correcting with my Charlotte Tilbury in shade number 2 medium. I went in with that a light layer first and then dabbed it out with my finger. And then for the actual concealer I put on top of that, I used the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. And I went ahead and blended that out with my beauty sponge. And then to set my eyes, my under eyes, I use the RCMA translucent powder. I keep it stored in this Bare Minerals container, which is perfect because the RCMA comes in this super whack, like it looks like a spice bottle with the powder in it, and you can't really dump it out. So I just transferred the powder into this, but it is the RCMA translucent powder, and it is one of my favorites. And then what I was now using the MAC Studio Fix for my powder for my compact, and I will go ahead and finish doing that right now. Great, so today it's gonna be a Kat Von D day. I'm gonna go in with the Shade and Light Contour Palette. This is what it looks like on the outside. Here's what it is on the inside, no surprise there. And I'm gonna go ahead and lightly contour and bronze my face with this palette. And I'm going to stick with mixing probably these two colors, mainly focusing with this middle one right here. To contour, I'm going to use this Morphe M530 brush. I'm so clumsy. Now I'm standing at the edge of... My dog is making really funny noises behind me. Now I'm just bronzing the rest of my face, and I'm using a bigger brush, the E59 by Morphe. Okay, so before I finish the rest of my face, I'm gonna start with my eyes. I'm gonna prime my eyelids with the Smashbox Photo Finish Lid Primer in Light. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna use a flatter, more stiff brush, short brush like this. This one doesn't have a number on it. It came in a set and it's also by Morphe. It's just a little bit more short and rounded. I'm gonna use this to set my, to blend out my eyelid primer. The Smashbox eyelid primer dries down really fast, so you have to do one eyelid at a time. Okay, so now we are going into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette for your eyes. I'm going to set my eyelids because I just primed them. So I'm gonna take a bigger, fluffier brush like this one. This is the Morphe M35, and I'm just gonna go in with, again, this is my first time. I haven't even touched this palette. I haven't even like done any samples or anything, but I'm just gonna go in with this first color up here just to set. There's definitely a lot of kickback with this palette, so to take some extra precautions, I am going back in with my RCMA powder. And I'm going to stamp it under my eye and leave it there while I work with the shadows, just in case there's any fallout. The translucent powder will catch it and then I can just brush it away instead of ruining my whole under eye. Also, I'm going to take a flatter brush like this. It is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill, and it's the JH10. I'm gonna take that into my translucent powder as well. Just dip it directly in, and then I'm going to stamp it on the side of my eye. So that way when I'm kind of blending out the eyeshadows, I don't go outside of that line. It keeps like a cleaner line. I know it looks silly right now, but at the end, when I brush everything away, you won't even be able to tell. For my first shadow that I'm going in with this palette, again, I am going to go in with the first shade right here. This light brown. I mean, I'm like barely touching into this. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's just a lot of kickback. The same brush, the Jaclyn Hill GH32, even though I just went in and laid down that first color right here, I'm actually gonna use some of this to soften that line on the top and not make it so harsh. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with this shade right here. I'm gonna take a smaller, fluffier brush, and this is, again, Morphe x Jaclyn Hill, and it's the JH34. I'm gonna want this color to be kind of my all over color, so I'm gonna bring it all the way in. Okay, that brush wasn't really it wasn't achieving what I wanted it to do. So I am gonna go in with the JH35 from the same collection. Same color. The bristles are tighter and closer together, so it makes it a little bit more stiffer. And that's what I wanted. I'm gonna go back in with the first color that we used, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that brown again. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Okay, and that's kind of how it's looking right now. And then for my last color, I'm gonna go into this one right here and deepen up just the outer V area. I'm going in with my Jaclyn Hill x Morphe, and this is the JH33. With the same brush, I'm going to just lightly tap into the black. Just use a tiny, tiny bit to deepen up this outer V. Okay, let's go ahead and dust away our bake. My favorite under eye brush right now is the Morphe M554. It's a little thin and it just kind of hugs right up under your eye, and I'm just gonna lightly start dusting it away. So before we finish off our eyes, I'm gonna do my eyebrows because it looks so silly right now without my eyebrows done. I'm going in with a powder product today. This really isn't any name brand powder. This is what I got from a salon where I get my eyebrows threaded. All it says is it's fill me in brow powder, and I use dark blonde. And I go in with the, so I believe this is an It Cosmetics brush. It's a little brow definer brush, and it's, you know, a little angle. It's really thin, really short bristles, and it just gets a really good line. So I'm gonna use powder today. Right now, my eyes look kind of unfinished. Like once I get my eyebrows on, my eyeliner and my lashes and my lower lash line, the whole shebang, it's gonna look a lot better. Look at how big of a difference that makes when you just fill it in. That's my before brow, after. I think it looks so much better with it filled in a little bit. I can't believe I did that. I ran my eyebrow brush right across my top line. You can't really see it in the camera, but that's how far. That's my eyebrow line. Oh, I'll fix that. Just got really sloppy. Who am I? For eyeliner, I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Line Stiletto Liquid Eyeliner. I can just fast forward over this part because I'm not gonna do anything crazy. Okay, and for my lashes, I am going in with the Red Cherry Eyelashes in Wispy. This is what it comes in. I've already worn them once. I love re-wearing eyelashes because they just get easier and easier to put on. I'm actually going to take them and trim the inner corner. I wore them last night and they were kind of poking me on the inner corner, so I'm gonna trim a little bit off. I think they were just a little too long. And for eyelash glue, I'm gonna go in with the same one I always use. It's the Duo Brush On Adhesive with Vitamins. That's the green writing. And just directly paint it on the lash line on my falsies. You always wanna let your glue dry first a little bit before you go in. Okay, I'm gonna do the same with the other one. I'm gonna trim it. The glue on. So I'm gonna let the glue dry before I go in with my mascara. So right now I'm going to start my lower lash line, and I'm gonna use the same colors I used in the Kat Von D eye palette. And I'm gonna go in with a small pencil brush like this. It's the, again, Morphe X Jaclyn Hill. And it's the JH38. And I'm going to start off using the brown that we went in with. I'm gonna kind of layer it just how I did on my eyelids. Come here. You guys wanna meet Presley? This is my first doggy. Hi. Kiss. Hi. You say hi? Hi. You're the prettiest girl. Hi. Wesley. Who's a pretty girl? Hi. I I love you. Look it down. And then the next color I will use is the reddish color that we used all over the lid. Same brush, same pencil brush. Catch me. I'll focus that more just in the middle. So I took the brown, the first color, all the way out and in, and then the reddish color I'm just gonna focus on in the middle. And then the outer V area right here, I'm going to go in with that dark chocolate brown that we used. I'm only gonna put that again in the outer corner. I'm gonna make sure I connect it with kind of the upper V area. And I'm going to just kind of blend that out a little bit, blow that out, and I'm gonna use the JH40 brush. It's really small and precise. Just no product on it. It's a really smoky eye today. For my inner waterline on my bottom waterline, I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Whiskey. I'm like at the bottom of it. I really like their eyeliners. They go on really smooth and they stay on. To brighten up my under eyes, I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder, #1 Fair. I'm gonna use my Morphe M554 brush again and lightly dust it underneath. And then for blush, I'm gonna go into my Morphe blush palette in 9B. These are really old. I'm not even sure if they have them anymore, but I have, I think it's 9N and 9B, like neutral and bold. And I think I'm going to use again from my Morphe and Jaclyn Hill set, the JH06 brush as my blush brush. And I'm gonna go in with a little bit bolder color. Let's see, I'm probably going to mix these two. This color is way more bright than I would ever do, but I'm kind of doing a bold look today. I'm going to a Christmas party and I'm wearing like a dark romper and I have this whole look going on. So I think I'm just gonna try it. It's definitely a more bold, brighter blush than I normally go for, but I still go in pretty strong and heavy with a blush, but I like it, it looks nice. For highlighter, I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills and Amrezy highlighter and illuminer. And I'm going in with a Morphe R31 brush to highlight with. This is what it looks like, it's so pretty. Perfect. To kind of blend that all together, I am going to use my MAC Prep and Prime, and I'm going to, bless you. You okay? Okay, it's not dinner time yet. I'm gonna spray directly onto my Beauty Blender on the side that I did not use, the spot side. And I'm going to tap it over the highlighter. I like doing this so that it melts in with my blush and it's not just like, you know. So before I go on with my mascara, I'm going to go ahead and set my whole face and then I'll go on with my mascara. Today I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. For mascara, I'm going in with my Loreal Paris Voluminous Curved Brush Mascara, just in black. And I'm gonna hit my upper and lower lash line with this. Lashes, not lash line. Can you guys hear my dog snoring? She snores so loud. I have 2 dogs and a cat. I love them, but they drive me crazy. All right, so for lips, I'm going in with another Kat Von D product. Today is a Kat Von D day. So for the lips, I'm gonna use the Kat Von D. This is her liquid lipstick, and this is in Bow and Arrow. And for lip liner, this is an old lip liner that I have. It's a Chanel one. I don't even know if it's gonna go on as smooth as I want it to, so let me try it out before I start talking about it. It's in nude as well. I'm gonna try it out. Okay, so the lip liner I used was Chanel Nude. This is so old, I've had it for so long, I'm shocked it still works. But it actually went on really nicely. And then for my lips, I'm gonna use the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Bow and Arrow. It's definitely more of a moody look today. So that completes my makeup look. I'm going to go ahead and start on my hair and film that too, so you guys could see how I'm gonna do my hair and show you that the outfit I'm gonna wear tonight to my girlfriend's Christmas party. Okay, so now that my makeup's done, I'm gonna start with my hair. I am gonna go in with a smaller curling wand today. It's by Her Styler. I've had it for so long, but yeah, this is what it looks like. And before I go in with this, I'm gonna prep my hair. The first thing I like to do is I like to use a heat protectant. And one of my favorites for when I'm curling hair, I like to go in with like a more stiff heat protectant. So one of my favorite ones for that is the Kenra Hot Spray. And I'm gonna go ahead and spritz my hair. I'm gonna let that dry down a little bit. Brush it out. It dries really fast. I always start from the back and move my way forward. See, nice tight curl. Always leave like an inch or so out from the bottom. Now I know you. I always hold the wand upside down and I curl out away from my face. See how fast that was and how tight these are? So I like to always spray it with hairspray first. I'm gonna use the Paul Mitchell Extra Body Finishing Spray. It looks like this. Just give it a light spritz. Let that sit and do the other side. So I know this looks really silly right now, so now that this side just got done and I sprayed it, I'm gonna let it calm down for like just a few seconds and then I'll brush them out. But they're like super tight curls today, but you know, over time it's gonna fall out tonight. It's also raining tonight, so that's why I wanted to use the smaller rod and the Kenra heat protectant, because it's a little bit more of a stiffer hold. And even though that there's going to be a tent outside, you know, it's the humidity because it's raining, it could ruin my curl. So I just wanted to do a tighter curl because I know that most likely it's gonna fall out. So yeah. Once I've sprayed this side, I'm going to take a wide tooth comb like this wet brush one, and I'm just literally going to brush through them. Then I'm still gonna take the wide tooth comb and I'm gonna tease it up a little bit in the front. It's not so, you know, flat. And trust me, like, it all looks crazy and tight and too crazy right now, but it'll calm down over some time. Finish it off with some Schwarzkopf Session Label Texturizing Hairspray and just spray a little bit in right now. And I'm going to spray my roots a little bit with some dry shampoo. This is second day hair. I had it straight yesterday, so I'm gonna try this Virtue Refresh Dry shampoo. It looks like this. I got it from Sephora. I got it from Sephora. I never let you go. Just let that sit, and then I'll fluff it through with my fingers. Okay, so I'm gonna go get changed, but so far I'm liking how everything's turning out. Let me go get changed into my outfit and show you my final look. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I really like how everything turned out. My first impressions for that Kat Von D eye palette is really good and really positive. I definitely like to play with it a little bit more, do a couple different looks. As you could tell, this look today is really dark and moody with the lip and the eyes and everything. It's a lot different than what I usually do, but I really like how everything turned out and even my hair. And yeah, if you really like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you. I'll see you guys next time.